This is Spreaker Web Radio.
Alrighty guys, what is going on? We're talking about WWE Monday Night Raw, the 1000th episode of this show, y'all. July 23rd, 2012. Put it in your history books. They had a new logo, which we have pictures up on the site. They had a new stage, which we have that on the site. The logo, I think, will stay. I kind of wish they had the red ropes, but maybe it's just too much red for them. The stage, I don't think they'll keep, and we'll find out, but I doubt it. It did have a Raw 1000 on the very top of it, which was very cool. It was an awesome stage. It had a huge Titantron, and the sides were bigger. It felt like a pay-per-view. All day, all week, it's felt like a WrestleMania type show. Tonight was a WrestleMania type show, except not a lot of wrestling, a lot of segments, a lot of promos, which I love. So that was cool for me. And let's just get into it, y'all. It opens up with an awesome video package going through the history of Monday Night Raw. Vince McMahon comes out there and basically says, you know, thank you, and here's D-Generation X. Shawn Michaels and Triple H comes out there. And they're like, well, it just doesn't seem right. So the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, Jesse James, and X-Pac come out there, and they all do promos, which was hilarious, of course. Damian Sandow comes out there, and basically he gets Sweet Chin Music and pedigreed and laid out. A good and funny segment, great way to kick things off. First matchup of the night is a six-man tag team match. It's going to be Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara defeating Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio. And Sheamus hits the probe kick on Jericho to win this one. A good match with most of it on commercial. I hope they don't take JR off commentary, but they did. 2.5 out of 5. I think he would have made the show even better, but Michael Cole was not the heel type tonight, which made the show even better. Charlie Sheen was on Skype all night. Funny segment with Layla AJ. They had Roddy Piper appear, saw Jim Duggan appear, and Mae Young with her son that was in a hand costume. You go back to the Attitude Era, you will get that one. But Charlie Sheen was on Skype. It wasn't as bad as I thought. So anyway, they did this obviously because he deleted his Twitter account. Second matchup of the night was Brodus Clay defeating Jack Swagger. Basically like a 30-second match. It was okay. Old Jack, he had to piss somebody off in the back. 0.5 out of 5 to be jobbed out all the time. Wedding time. Basically, they have Daniel Bryan say his little speech, and then AJ says, "Well, I'll accept, but I'm not marrying you." It's something to someone else. Vinnie Mac comes out there, and we think, "Whoa, wait, she's gonna marry Vince McMahon." He goes, "No, it's not like that. I have to introduce the Raw GM." He points to the stage, and then he looks at AJ and says, "Congratulations on AJ being the new Raw General Manager." Wait, what? AJ is GM? At first I didn't like that, but if they do it right, it will be good. But so far, I think it's kind of going to be effed up. The Vinnie Mac swerve was good, but not a bad segment. Pretty decent. If they don't just focus on Daniel Bryan and her, it'll be decent. I don't really like that she's GM, but they could go somewhere with this. But if they single out Daniel Bryan and they focus on her and Daniel Bryan, it's going to be an F up. So hopefully they don't do that. After this, we have a Punk Bryan segment. Eventually, The Rock comes out there, an amazing segment with Hugh, and Rock basically says, "You know what? I don't care who the WWE champion is. The Rock versus the WWE champion for the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble in January in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going down, y'all." An amazing segment with some huge news. And it was just an awesome segment, especially if you're a Rock mark like myself. An Intercontinental Championship match. Of course, you got to have one of these. The Miz defeats Christian to become the new champion. A decent back and forth action match. Now that we have a title change, that means Punk retains most likely. We'll get into that a little bit later. Miz deserves it. A new look. And by the way, did you check the plug of Charlie Sheen with the new hat? Earlier he had a little fancy hat on. Now he has Anger Management, which is his new show on FX on Thursdays, with his little logo. So that was a cool plug. Time to get the title off of Christian, by the way, and Miz deserves it. We have a Triple H Heyman segment, and Heyman basically says, Brock Lesnar does not accept. So Stephanie Mann comes out there and makes Paul Heyman accept it for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar and Triple H kind of brawl it out. And my reaction to this is basically for the segments they did. This segment, they did everything perfect for it. Heyman talked, Lesnar fought. That's how you do it. Then we have Alita defeating Heath Slater. APA comes out there, which is JBL and Ron Simmons. We also have all the legends that that Heath Slater got beat up by from the past couple of weeks. I thought there'd be more, but it wasn't. But it was still good. Good to see her back with some legends. Also, APA was back pretty cool. Of course, Ron Simmons does, Durham. And JBL did his clothesline from hell, which Heath Slater sold it like no other. Did a headstand, by the way. 1 out of 5. But I wanted to see Stone Cold Steve Austin right there. Kane comes out there in a bunch of heels. Drew McIntyre, Tyler Rex, a couple other guys come out there, interrupt Kane. Well, Taker's music hits, and I tweet right before this. Follow me, YouTube.com or Twitter.com/Andy8763. A source told me, a friend of mine tweeted at me and said, look, there's smoke. They're testing out the smoke. Taker comes out there. Him and Taker lay him out with the tombstone. An awesome segment with Taker and Kane reuniting. And for the main event, the WWE Championship match, John Cena defeats CM Punk. What? Via disqualification, Big Show breaks it up. The Rock came out there, beat down Big Show a little bit. Did people's elbow, and then CM Punk clotheslined The Rock and hit the go to sleep for the CM Punk heel turn. Oh yeah, decent but a slow match. I like The Rock got involved, but show I didn't like, and it made sense for storyline reasons, but not as a fan. I wish Steve Austin would have gotten involved with this, but Punk turning heel was awesome. We all want to see Punk and Austin go at it at Mania. Overall show rating. Yes, I might mark out, but I give this a 9 out of 10 rating. A great show by WWE. I was never bored during this show. I look forward to it for a while now. It wasn't a letdown. Great job by them. Only complaint is I wish we would have saw Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was backstage. I have more to say this. And we'll be on the site for probably another 3 hours, y'all. So stay tuned. Next Generation Wrestling.com, ProWrestlingUnleashed.weebly.com. Follow me on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. So hit that like button. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And we'll see y'all next time. 1,000th episode for WWE Monday Night Raw, July 23rd, 2012 results.